Hello, my name is Matt Schnars, and I'm one of the organizers of the Bull City Fresh Start process where we will canvass, count, and connect to prevent and end homelessness in Durham. This tutorial is part of a virtual training series that community volunteers and other local stakeholders will be required to complete as part of the preparation for the components for Bull City Fresh Start. Please review the additional training modules for details about each event component. This tutorial will explain the canvassing phase of the Bull City Fresh Start process. Canvassing is the outreach and identification of people in Durham who are experiencing a housing crisis. This process is the first phase of a three-phase process designed to better leverage community volunteers and other Durham stakeholders to prevent and end homelessness for people in housing crisis. We are incorporating a preliminary canvassing phase into the process because it is surprisingly difficult to locate people who have no roof over their head, no address, no phone, no transportation, no money, and then try to house them. We want to ensure we have identified all known locations where people are sleeping in vehicles, encampments, and other unsheltered situations prior to the annual Homeless Point in Time count, which occurs on January 25th, 2017, so that the point in time count fully covers all known locations. We want to identify at least 5 highly vulnerable unsheltered homeless persons for whom we will attempt to coordinate getting into housing as part of the 3 phases of Bull City Fresh Start. Finally, the homeless housing service delivery system is under-resourced. This process is a new way to try and leverage volunteers and other key community partners to better meet the needs to house vulnerable people. Canvassing begins on December 1st, 2016 and will continue until January 15th, 2017. Volunteers and stakeholders assisting with canvassing can do so on any day at any time of the day during these dates. In order to ensure comfort and safety both of the persons who we are trying to locate and identify and for the volunteers and stakeholders, canvassing should only be conducted during daylight hours. Canvassing can occur almost anywhere. Locations such as encampments, streets, cars, trucks, buses, parking decks, retail parking lots such as Walmart or grocery stores, highway exit ramps, over and underpasses, hospital emergency room waiting areas, nighttime hours at 24-hour restaurants or grocery stores such as IHOP or Kroger, and other known unsheltered locations where people may go to sleep. We want to leverage a broad range of stakeholders to assist with the canvassing process. Members of the planning team, service providers, volunteers, and anyone who has an interest in assisting with the process is welcome to participate. Volunteers and stakeholders who want to assist should complete these training modules prior to beginning the process of assisting with the canvassing. During the canvassing process, the primary target population are people who are known to be or suspected to be sleeping in unsheltered locations. These are people who often are the most difficult to locate and engage. Sometimes you may know of someone who has a temporary place to stay or who is about to be evicted from their housing. While this is not the primary focus of the canvassing phase of Bull City Fresh Start, it is okay to include people in these situations if you encounter them. We have developed a mobile app survey tool through which to collect and record all the key information needed as part of the canvassing process. Please complete the other Bull City Fresh Start mobile app survey training webinars, which will explain in detail how to access the app and administer the mobile app survey for canvassing process. Canvassing can occur at any time during the December 1st to January 15th timeframe and can occur anytime that is convenient. While the planning team wants as much precise information as possible, there is a great deal of flexibility for volunteers to conduct the canvassing. The mobile app survey tool has an observation-only component that asks a couple of quick questions about a person or a location that the canvassing volunteer suspects might be homeless. This survey does not require any interaction with people and is intended to allow for the casting of a wide net to ensure we capture any suspected people or locations that do not have people actually in them, and this will allow us to follow up with them in the future and make sure that those locations are researched during the point in time count. The mobile survey app tool is also includes a direct face-to-face interview survey where more detailed questions are asked of a person who is directly engaged in the conversation about their housing needs. Teams of between 2 to 5 volunteers should work together to plan times and locations to conduct this more intensive form of canvassing. If you are inexperienced with engaging high-risk populations and uncomfortable with this type of canvassing, simply stick with the observation-only approach. For teams of service providers, experienced volunteers, law enforcement personnel, and other stakeholders that routinely interface with high-risk populations as part of their work, contact the planning team to coordinate your efforts so that duplication of outreach does not occur and safety precautions are taken. This concludes this short tutorial on the Canvas phase of the Bull City Fresh Start process. Review and complete the other tutorials which provide details on the mobile app survey tool and other aspects of the Bull City Fresh Start process. Contact our office at 919-560-4570 if you have any questions. Thank you. Goodbye.